Hi guys, this is a small special episode. I was away for a week on holiday at the seaside. Well, not actually at the seaside, but we went 2 days to the sea. And in a quaint little town called Le Coq sur Mer, or Le Rooster at the Sea, there was this one toy store. And well, it was actually a newspaper store / toy store. And he still had very old toys. Every time I go to these seaside towns, they always have tons of toy stores, and a lot of them really old ones. So I asked around, and somebody in a normal toy store said, "Go over there. He'll have some old stuff that you'll like." And when I went in there, you immediately could feel and see that there was a lot of really old stuff in there. I picked up this masked rider motorcycle. This was actually one of the only things that was branded. He had a lot of stuff, well, that was also branded, but not very known branded. For example, the fake Kaido G.I. Joes. He had 2 types of vehicles, and he still had like 4 or 5 of each. But they still wanted like the new price, like 50 euros a piece. So, but this is amazing, isn't it? The battery is still working after it's 1995, 96 or something. 30 years, almost 30 years. Insane. This one I paid 22 euros. So there's no discounting over there. Everything is still the same price as it was brand new back in the day. He also had these amazing turtles patches. He wanted 5 euros a piece, but I said I'd take them all. And could you do me a better price? And he said I'll do 4 euros a piece. But if you actually look at the original price from the 90s, which is still in Belgian francs, it says 175, which is actually more close to 4 euros than 5 euros. So even then, when the euro was introduced, these things were 10 years old, and he still was marking up the price. Let's go through these patches. They're all gonna go on the battle jacket, of course, and there's some amazing patches in here. There's only one double, and that's already been claimed. Here you go, by my buddy Julian. The first one, the other side is actually better than this side. You'll see. This Jam the Sewer. Donatello. Master Splinter. So these were actually, back in the day, these must have been quite expensive, you know. 4 euros a piece. Which kid would be allowed to get this? I mean, for the same price, you had like a G.I. Joe. Not in that store, of course, but they also had a lot of PVC figures. And this is my favorite. No pizza, no party! Oh yeah! And Shredder looking kind of derpy. This one is pretty awesome, no? So this was already 68 euros for the entire stacks, which is expensive, but when am I ever gonna see this again in a store, you know? Next week probably. So, and I then proceeded to ask, do you have any video games? And they said, I might have some, but they're really expensive. And I said, what kind? Like Sega, Atari, Nintendo? And I said, I got some Nintendo. So I was like, bing. Can I take a look at it? But you have to keep in mind that this store was quite busy actually. People came in to buy a newspaper, they came in to buy cigarettes. Some, like a couple came in to buy something for their godchild. So he spent like 20 minutes with them while I was standing there like, Nintendo. And then he went to the back and he came back with this big cardboard box. I'll roll the footage right now.
De renners van de Ronde van Frankrijk.
Wauw! Hoe kan jij hem dan ook kopiëren? Ja. Wauw!
Allee, kijk toch, hij zit graag in uw dozen, denk ik.
Ja, aan de andere kant daar.
As you could see, a sweet box. But, to be honest, not all that's in there are the best games ever. Some of the titles are good, but they're like really cheap games these days. So from that first box, of course, I picked out Cosmo Tank, an Atlas game. This is actually one of the few games that was worth it to purchase there because it's now more expensive than it was back in the day. And these are all the new prices. Well, yeah, this is the new, like 42 euros, and this is like a €100 game. Sadly, this box, as you could see in the footage, was slightly crushed. So yeah, I put it in the only Game Boy box protector that I had. And then I picked up Kabuki Quantum Fighter, which was also like 50 euros or something. I think the USA version is quite expensive, but the PAL version you can have it for like 30, 40 euros boxed, not brand new, but this is brand new, of course. I didn't see this in the store, but it's actually the German version, which are commonly less expensive here in Europe than, because I think the Nintendo sold a lot better in Germany than in most other countries. But as you can see, this is still in its original plastic bag. I assume they took out the games when they put them in the store. And yeah, of course, I have this pristine manual. And also, this is probably the first time that this thing is unfolded. I really remember this. I think my sisters had it with their Game Boy. Such an awesome poster. I mean, I know it's all very expensive in that store. And of course, the Club Nintendo registration card. It wasn't like Nintendo Power in the USA, but they had a small magazine. And you would, like with Christmas time or when a brand new game was released, you would get a postcard from Nintendo. I actually didn't have a Nintendo back in the day. My sisters both had a Game Boy and I had Atari Lynx, so to watch these magazines, it was pure bliss for me. And I actually don't know why I picked out this game. It's the only one with like ripped open box. All the other games were pristine. It's actually pretty expensive. It's like 60 euros. But I know the cover. I love the movie. I mean, it's LJN, of course, but I just couldn't leave it there. I mean, it just spoke to me, you know. It's also complete, brand new. So I have a loose cartridge up for trade, if anybody wants it. Also the same for Kabuki Quantum Fighter. And I didn't know this, but it comes with a cool, brand new, never unfolded Terminator poster. So yeah, all the very cool LGN games. And same for the manual, friggin' pristine. Like I said, I'm not ashamed that I bought these games, but I mean, if I want a SIP complete in box copy of Terminator 2 on eBay, I'll be spending less money than I spend right now. But this is brand new, so I don't know. And then I was put inside some games and I was like asking the guy for, can you give me a discount if I buy more? And you know how it goes. And he said, well, you can get a 10% discount because that's my profit margin. The games have been in the store for 30 plus years right now. And I said, well, and he said, and he said, well, I said, well, I don't know, if I buy them all, I can maybe get a bigger sense. Nah. And then he said, well, you can always come back later to buy another game. And I was like, yeah, I just want to pay less. And we continued to talk about systems and whatnot. And the guy said, well, I also have cartridges for the big Nintendo. And I was like, what? So he brought out a box with Super Nintendo games. Sadly, at that time he was really standing close to me and I didn't dare to film. I just like asked, can I take a picture? Then I can see the games and I still remember which games you have in the store. I said, sure. But in that game was another game I really wanted in that box, sorry, and that was Sword of Hope. Also brand new. This was actually the only game that had a discounted price on there. So it was 400 Belgian francs less than the original cover price. So yeah, 1600 Belgian francs would be like 40 euros. Still expensive, but this is also a pretty expensive game to have complete in the box. So it's cool. It's a I didn't know the game, but it looked cool. Sadly, it's a first-person RPG. I prefer the top-down Zelda style RPGs, of course. Well, not Zelda style, but Zelda looking. And the same here, complete in the box. I actually don't know, is this an American? Yeah, it's USA, so it's an import. A lot of these stores sold import games. The registration cards. Oh, this looks like a pretty badass poster. Oh man. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Look at that beauty. Insane. Yeah, I think this is also a USA copy. Yeah, I think so too. So the Game Boy games are like the USA versions. You had that a lot back in the day because they were cheaper to import than actually buy brand new here from the distributors, which is really strange. So I will roll some footage right now. As you can see, they had a lot of stuff still in that store. A lot of girls' toys. I mean, you really see that it's more the boys that collect toys because all the cool boy toys are gone. And a lot of the girl stuff is still there. Yeah, it's insane. I will put the address or the Google website address down below if you want to go and visit that store, because ask for the Nintendo games because he doesn't have them in the store. And be mindful that you will only get a 10% discount and that these games will be quite expensive. You will pay 50 euros for a kind of regular SNES or NES game. But it's cool to buy in 2021 a brand new SNES, NES or Game Boy game in a friggin' store that's not a retro store, you know? So, hope you guys enjoyed this short special extra episode. And next week we'll be talking about my other pickups from my vacation. I have a little request to make. If you like my content, if you like this channel, please leave a like and subscribe. I try to make it to 200 subscribers this year. I know my production values aren't really the best, but I do find a lot of cool stuff in the wild and I do pick up some great finds. So if you're into toys, video games and like CDs and DVDs, movies in general, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. See you guys later. Bye.